Welcome to the Parrot Podcast with your host, Sandra, where we talk about all things parrots.
Welcome back to the Parrot Podcast. I'm your host, Sandra from Poodles and Parrots. I hope that you are all having a clawsome day and you've all been doing well. It's been a hot minute since we released an episode, but life has just been really crazy and really busy, and these things happen sometimes. But we're back and we're excited to share that we've also launched our Etsy store finally. We have some really fun and cute designs for bird lovers and dog lovers too. Today I'm wearing our In My Bird Mom Era t-shirt in, of course, my favorite color. And I also have our notebook that says, I have a pet dinosaur. I just think they're so cute. So make sure you check them out if you're a bird mom or a bird dad. And today I'm so excited because we have a returning guest on the show. This guest was highly requested to come back on, and that's Dr. Octavio Lisboa. He's an avian vet, and you can follow him on social media at Avian Medicine, and he shares a lot of tips on how to keep our birds healthy. He was on episode 34, so make sure that you check out that episode to get to know him and his background. He's been working with birds for 2 decades, and he has a lot of experience, and he's very knowledgeable. So we're bringing him back onto the show because last time we talked for 3 hours and we could have talked for another 3 because there's just so much to talk about when it comes to avian medicine and avian health. So we're going to sit down and we're going to chat with Dr. Octavio today. So let's jump right in. Well, it's so nice to see you, and it's so nice to have you back on the show. Let us know, how have you been? What have you been up to for the last few months?
Always very busy, a lot of birds, a lot of emergencies. Oh my God.
Yeah, so as usual, lots of birds coming in to see you.
Yeah, today is I took off today, and I had just 40 minutes to take a rest since I woke up.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
People at the clinic calling me, there is emergency, there is client is coming to take medicine, client asking something. I have clients outside the clinic in other countries with emergencies. Oh my God.
It's just never ending, especially when you're the best of the best.
Very hard.
I saw that you've also released your new course that you were talking about to us last time, how to feed my parrot.
Yeah, we are starting to offer the course. I did one very nice video,
Okay.
marketing video, but we are waiting just to organize some details with the online course system to start the real marketing.
Okay. So you've been
Because
busy.
we are facing one issue. Example, people that lives here in UAE, the system is recognizing like an Arabic country, and when you put UAE, everything becomes written in Arabic. So people they are facing this problem. Who lives here?
I
We are
see.
trying to solve this problem.
Okay.
And
But
because I'm waiting, I'm not speaking, doing posts or putting the video. We are just waiting to solve this issue.
Okay, gotcha. So you've got a new course that's out. You've been busy with so many emergencies and so many birds, and life has just been so busy. And I guess today I wanted to start off with actually talking about emergencies because this is something that actually gets asked a lot, and it's been something that we've been meaning to talk about on the podcast. And there's no better person than Dr. Octavio to talk with this about. And it's, what are some of the things that we should have in a first aid kit for our birds at home? And I get this question a lot because everyone's like, what do I buy? Because it's very hard to come across a bird specific first aid kit that you can buy and have at home in case of emergencies when they happen at home. So can you tell us a little bit of things that we might want to buy online or at the vet or at pet stores that we can kind of put together a first aid kit at home?
Yeah, let's speak about first about accidents. Yeah. So the big risk of accidents that we can have with bird at home, and simple accident, but they can become like a nightmare, is the bleeding. No, nail bleeding,
Yeah.
beak bleeding, something like this. In this situation, example, if the bird broke the wing, the nail, uh, we have to try to stop the bleeding immediately, because slowly, drop by drop, the bird can lose a lot of blood. So and get anemia, and also some birds they can die due to the simple nail bleeding. So what I suggest at home is to get this powder that the people use for dogs and cats in pet shops, in grooming, to stop the bleeding.
I
It's
think it's
something
called,
that I recommend for all people at home. They have this kind of powder. I don't remember the name of the powder, but it's easy to find in most of these big pet shops. I don't know, stop bleeding powder, something like this.
I think it's called styptic powder. And it's like a powder specifically to stop bleeding. I know that in like North America they call it styptic powder, but I also have at-home cornstarch, and I've used cornstarch before to stop the bleeding when a feather came out of Mia's head, like it was a pin.
Uh-huh.
And so I put a little bit of cornstarch. So if someone can't find styptic powder, could they try cornstarch?
Yes, yes, yes. Something that can stop.
Okay.
Okay. Um, Another thing that I'm remembering now that's very important to speak is, I don't know if around the world we have this problem, but here in Middle East, mainly UAE, I'm facing this problem. Instead of help the patient, uh, this kind of emergency care disturb a lot of things that the people here, they like to use cough powder. If the animal has any injury and bad wound, they put coffee powder to try to stop the bleeding.
Okay.
Or also here we have a big Indian community, and for Indian people, they love to use turmeric powder. They use
Okay.
turmeric powder for everything.
Yeah.
Turmeric powder is amazing. It's a natural anti-inflammatory, helps to improve immune system, blah blah blah. But on the wound, I know the people become desperate. It's a complicated situation. But after, if my patient has a big wound, an open fracture, becomes a nightmare for me to clean my patient before the surgery.
Yeah.
Sometimes I spend more time cleaning my patient instead of I'm doing the surgery.
Oh my gosh.
And
And
also the
turmeric
risk
makes
of
everything
infection.
orange, yellow.
Imagine we have an open fracture and there is coffee powder, turmeric powder inside the bone.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
So
very complicated.
to anyone
So
who's listening, don't use those.
yeah. Instead of this kind of natural things, what I suggest is make a cleaning, a normal cleaning with water first, and after you can spray one antiseptic. Okay, but always I suggest antiseptics without antibiotics.
Okay.
Okay, example, Mertiolate is a common spray, I think, anywhere. The base is chlorhexidine, so there is no antibiotic. The problem of creams, any ointment, spray with antibiotics, we have no idea how much antibiotic the bird is receiving.
Right.
And they can get intoxication from this big quantity of antibiotics that they are receiving. And most of the veterinary creams, ointments, the base is gentamicin. Gentamicin is antibiotic, but is nephrotoxic. So destroy the kidneys if the bird is receiving a very big quantity.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So after weeks or months, we can have a sudden death at home, and we have no idea why the bird passed away. And we never will remember that this ointment few days ago, few weeks later, before, caused this kidney intoxication.
Oh my gosh.
Also, a lot of creams, ointments, also they have anti-inflammatory. Most of them, they have corticoids together. And also corticoids is a big problem for birds. Never we have to use any kind of corticoid in birds. Dexamethasone, prednisolone, something like this. In the first moment, in the first hours, can be amazing, reduce the inflammation, the birds start to feel better, but destroy the immune system, can cause a lot of metabolic problems. And if the bird receives a big quantity in a cream, so also this can cause death in many birds.
Oh my gosh. So we have to be really careful. And so like the disinfectant spray or like any types of ointments, should we be getting them from our avian vet, or is this something that we can like order on Amazon or get from like our online parrot stores?
Yeah, if you can get from an avian vet, it's excellent. But if the person doesn't have a avian vet, need to find one safe antiseptic or ointment or cream, something like this.
Okay, so with the first aid things, we want to make sure that we have like a styptic powder or cornstarch, something to stop bleeding. That's really important. A disinfectant spray, some type of ointment, but making sure that there's no antibiotics or any of that in there. Would we want to also have like maybe syringes or like a formula feed for like recovery, like the one by Harrison's or anything of that sort?
Yeah, we have to buy a lot of things. Another very important, I'll speak in steps, okay, for the people start to understand easily. Another very important thing that also I receive sometimes in the clinic, at the clinic, is if the bird is feeling bad, the bird is sleepy, or I don't know, sometimes the birds they can have seizures, and the people becomes desperate at home. Never put water, give shower to the bird. Sometimes people they spray the water to try to wake up the bird. So never we have to do it. Never. The bird is feeling bad. The bird is in a very bad situation.
Oh my gosh.
Probably when they are in this situation, they have hypothermia. So their body temperature is very low. And the people put the animal to take shower, spray cold water. Instead of help, you finish to kill the bird. And instead of the bird needs shower, need cold water, we need to improve their body temperature. So always never give shower for sick birds. Never. And I received already, what I'm remembering, I received 2 big emergencies because people was showering the birds.
Oh my gosh.
I received one parrot in shock because the owner was put the bird to take shower at home and was washing the bird with shampoo.
Oh my gosh.
So what happened? The shampoo removed all the feather protection, all the oil, removed the waterproof protection, and this bird became full wet.
Oh my gosh.
It's like we shower a baby, and after the shower, we roll the baby with a wet towel. So we'll freeze the baby.
Oh my
So this animal
gosh.
came freezing. This animal came to me only breathing with a very good smell, but almost dying, you know? So also never we have to shower the bird with shampoo, soap, nothing. Just if you want to play, to spray something with them, just water and in a small quantity.
Yeah, and never for a sick
Never,
bird.
yeah, never in a quantity enough for the bird becomes very wet.
Yeah.
I received when I was in Saudi, and that time was winter and was very cold there because I was living in the north border of Saudi. And also, one falcon came in a very bad situation because the owner was trying to give him shower because he was dirty with meat or something like this. And the animal came just breathing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we have to take
Yeah.
care of this kind of situation.
Yeah.
About just to finish about trauma, uh, we have to speak now about big trauma. For me, big trauma is the biggest emergency at home. If the bird have a broken beak and is bleeding, this is a big problem.
Or like a blood feather.
Yeah, because of the beak, we have a huge blood circulation around the beak, inside the beak. So when they have any fracture, example, the bird broken the tip of the beak, we can see drops coming every second. You
Yeah.
know, it's a big emergency.
And there's a lot of nerves there too.
Powder, this kind of powder to stop the bleeding, cornstarch, doesn't work.
Yeah.
Doesn't. What we have to do is a heavy procedure. Most of the people at home, maybe they are not ready to do it, but we have to think. We have to burn the tip.
Burn?
Burn, yeah. Only burning we can stop the bleeding. Only burning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Um,
And because if your vet is too far, or like say it's a 25-minute drive, even like every minute counts when they're bleeding
yeah.
like that,
The bird
especially
can
because
die
of the size
in
of
few
their
minutes.
bodies.
Yeah, the bird can die in few minutes.
Oh my
So
God.
what we have to do? Take one spoon on the fire, okay, but
Okay.
not
So like have a
the metal
lighter with this.
becomes red. So no, just put on the fire until become hot, and you just touch the place where it's bleeding with the hot spoon or hot knife, something like this, and very fast. No, just
Yeah.
very fast,
Okay.
just to stop the bleeding.
So you're not putting a direct flame to their beak. So you
No,
take
no,
like a
no.
lighter and you put like a spoon or a butter knife until it gets hot, and then you have
Yeah.
to like really quickly touch the area and
Yes.
remove it. Will it
Yes.
burn them or hurt them for that
Yeah.
moment or
No.
no?
If the bird will feel pain, it's just a fast pain.
Okay.
You know, it's like we touch in something hot.
Yeah, yeah.
Should be fast, okay? But
Okay.
you have to stop this procedure when the bleeding is stopping.
Yeah.
So if it is still bleeding, touch again. Keep touching until stop the bleeding. Okay. Most of the time, just one time doing this procedure, we can stop the bleeding.
Okay. That's a really
Okay.
good tip, especially if there's like
Yeah,
trauma
it's
bleeding
hot,
and
but there is no way.
yeah, because sometimes if it's more intense than that, like than a minor bleeding, the like you said, the styptic powder or the cornstarch isn't going to work, and every minute is going to count. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Do you think that
Okay.
it would also be a good idea to have like a vet cage or like a hospital cage in case of an emergency, like already like prepped with like a perch and like a warm blanket to bring your bird in an emergency situation to the vet?
Yes, mainly for who is living very far from an avian vet, uh, needs to drive hours until get the vet. it's important to have something at home ready to receive the sick bird. Okay.
Yeah.
Always bird, they need hot temperature when they are sick. Always.
So like
Okay.
a warm pack
Yeah, we
or
have
something in there.
to think about to build one, like one incubator to keep the bird warm at home. Something with light inside, or adapt one egg incubator. Example, there is one very good tip. We can buy Amazon anywhere. One simple egg incubator. Okay,
Okay.
we can remove the cover where is the machine that the heater, the fan. We can adapt this cover in one plastic box.
Okay.
You know, so you have to cut the like make a hole in the on the cover of the plastic box, and you
Okay.
can put the incubator cover on the plastic box cover.
Okay.
Okay, and this is a very simple incubator. I don't know if you are understanding what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, yeah. And it's a way to keep your bird warm
Yes, you can
when you
keep the
need
bird warm
to,
inside.
if they're sick, because we need to make sure that their body temperature stays warm and we don't make them cold. So we're not keeping them
Yeah,
wet.
and this
We
kind
need to
of
do something
incubators by
to warm
Amazon
them
is
up.
not expensive,
Yeah.
and you can adapt very fast.
Yeah. And Amazon is great because you can get anything on Amazon these days.
Yeah,
And Amazon is everywhere in every country.
yeah,
Um, what about for some more like minor things? Like what about having like saline like drops? Like if something gets in their eye, I remember like once Mia like rubbed her eye on some toy and saline solution I think would have been the best thing to kind of like clear out her eyes.
yeah. About eyes, I suggest at least like these artificial tears, just
Okay.
to clean or to improve the hydration on the eye, and never eye drops with corticoids also, dexamethasone, something like this.
Yeah.
Why? We have normally we'll find two kind of eye drops: eye drops with antibiotics and eye drops with antibiotics and any anti-inflammatory. Most of the eye drops with anti-inflammatory, the anti-inflammatory medicine is not an anti-inflammatory, it's a corticoid to reduce the
Okay.
inflammation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the problem is, if the bird is having an eye problem, a traumatic eye problem, where we had a physical damage, example, one is very small, the bird hurt the cornea,
Yeah.
okay? The corticoid, instead of help to reduce the pain, to reduce the inflammation, the corticoid will open this wound. The wound becomes bigger.
Oh my gosh, we don't
The
want
animal can
that.
develop a corneal ulcer
Oh my,
due to this kind of corticoid.
yeah.
Never we have to use this kind of eye drops in birds. Only if you have sure that the cornea is 100% good, without any damage. If there is
Okay.
any damage, instead of we are helping, we are destroying the eye.
Okay, so for anybody who's listening, if they're looking for eye drops specifically that's going to be safe for their bird, where should they purchase them?
So these artificial tears we can find any human pharmacy.
Okay.
Also, if you don't, also you can use normal saline.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's easy to clean is easy,
Yeah.
but for antibiotics you have to find one vet pharmacy or human pharmacy.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are some other things that we might want to also consider adding into this bird first aid kit? Should we have like some kind of bandages or anything of that sort? Or like if our
I'm
bird, for
not
example,
a,
if they injure their wing
yeah,
or
I'm not
something
a big
happens.
fan for home bandages. I don't like because people doesn't know how to stabilize the wing or stabilize the leg. Instead
Yeah.
of helping the bird, you can finish to destroy the wing or the leg.
Okay. So
Okay?
when it comes to certain emergency situations, it's better to just get to your vet as soon as possible rather than thinking about having things stocked for like if they fracture their leg or their foot or if they break a wing feather or something, then you just need to get to the vet. If it's something like really minor, like you need to clean out their eyes or they have like a very tiny bit of bleeding that you can stop with styptic powder or cornstarch. Those types of things are okay. But if it's something more intense, then you just need to get to your vet and not try
Yes,
and
yes.
use
An
home remedies,
example,
especially if we don't have the experience.
yes, for sure. An example, if the bird has any fracture, broken leg, broken wing, I prefer receive my patient without any any splint or any bandage, then the bird is coming with a horrible bandage that I will take also time to remove this bandage. If we do a wrong procedure, we can disturb the blood circulation. Some birds, they lose the foot, they lose the wing because the bandage was blocking the blood circulation.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
And I received already in case that the animal lost the foot also because some vets they didn't know how to perform the bandage. So if some vets they doesn't know how to perform the bandage correctly, imagine common people at home.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's better to just I think go to the avian vet unless it's something minor happening at home that you feel comfortable with, like,
Yeah, what I suggest, if happen any trauma, any orthopedic problem, the best way to put the bird and take to the vet is a carton box.
okay,
Okay, cover the carton box also. Cover the bottom of the carton box with wood chip.
wood chips, okay,
I don't suggest towel also.
okay,
Why? If the bird has long nails, very sharp nails, the nail will become stuck
stuck,
in the towel. And
yeah,
if the bird has a broken leg and the nail is stuck in the towel, will will happen
yeah,
a big
it'll,
mess.
yeah, it'll cause even more of a disaster
Yeah.
because then the
And
thread pulls,
sometimes,
they can get intertwined in it.
yeah, and sometimes the bird got the fracture, but the fracture is aligned. You know,
Yeah,
happened a fracture, but the fracture is still the bone is still in the same position,
yeah,
and because one wrong bandage or a wrong cage or something wrong that we are doing, we can move the bone
right. And then it
the
makes it even
correct place.
harder.
And instead of the fracture is here and it's easy to fix, sometimes the doctor can do a simple splint, something like this, or a faster surgery. The bone becomes like this.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
And
my
only
gosh.
surgery to put back the bone in the correct anatomy.
Yeah. So it can make matters worse if we use something like a towel or a blanket or something where like a thread they can get stuck. So
Yes.
using wood chips and preparing like a hospital cage is something you recommend.
Yeah.
I wanted speaking on emergencies, I wanted to ask about this because this is something that's come up on the podcast before and other people's experiences is when a bird flies into a window, for example, or they crash into something. Sometimes they're kind of like stunned and dazed. And I've heard that when they fall, they're just kind of like stunned and they can't move. So when your bird is in shock after something traumatic happening, what is the best way to approach a bird in that situation?
Yeah, most of the people they spray water, so never give water, spray water, and also they try to give you water for the bird drinks. Never, never in this situation,
Oh my
never.
gosh.
What's happening with this kind of bird that they hit in a glass, hit in a window, is like we receive a paint from Mike Tyson.
My
You
gosh,
know?
that's intense.
Yeah, the brain moved inside the head.
Yeah.
So what's happening is a neurological problem. And most of the birds, they pass away because the trauma was a huge trauma. Okay. And thinking about statistics, okay, most of the birds, when they have a very big problem due to this head trauma, most of them they pass away immediately.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, my statistic is if the bird had got one head trauma and came alive to me, the chance to save the bird is very high.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Yeah. Also, I have a very interesting case. When I was in Saudi, I received one client. He came crying. He came crying to the hospital. Doctor, doctor, save my falcon, save my falcon. The falcon was just breathing. And I asked him what happened. I was flying with my falcon and one camel attacked him.
A camel?
A camel. A
What?
camel the camel kicked the falcon.
While the falcon was flying?
No, no, the falcon maybe I think it was in the ground,
Oh, it
uh,
landed.
catching the pigeon or something like this, and the camel gave a kick,
Oh my God.
and immediately the bird had a had trauma and was in shock. This bird was really in shock. He was just breathing. I did anesthesia. I did all the emergency procedures without anesthesia. The bird was just breathing. And this bird, I kept him in a intensive care for 1 week. This bird was just breathing. No
Holy.
signs to move, to eat, nothing. It was just breathing. It was like in coma,
Oh my
you know.
God.
And I was keeping the supportive care, giving fluids, hand feeding food. And after 1 week, the bird started to wake up, slowly recovering the movements, slowly, slowly. In 2 weeks, the bird returned home.
Wow.
But returned home, not 100%, but it was stand up already on the glove of the falconer.
Yeah.
So that's a big miracle. And
Wow.
what we have to do in these situations is give the supportive care.
Yeah, immediately. It
Give
needs
the
like
animal what
intensive
the
care.
animal is needing. And in this situation, we have to use good anti-inflammatories to try to reduce the brain inflammation.
Okay.
Because in these
Yeah.
situations, the brain increase the size.
Yeah.
So in this situation, we have to try to reduce the inflammation to save the brain. And also give the supportive care because the animal is not able to do nothing,
Yeah.
only breathing.
Yeah. And they need to eat and be hydrated.
Yeah, we have to
Yeah.
keep hydrated, feeding, everything.
Yeah. Okay. And on the first aid topic, I have one more question. How should we handle a situation if someone's parrot ingests something toxic? Like if they accidentally eat something or they notice that, they took a bite of avocado or something that they shouldn't, chocolate cake, then what should somebody do in that situation?
In this situation, have nothing to do at home. Need to take the bird immediately
To the
in
vet.
an emergency care.
And in that situation, can they bring up what the bird ingested,
Yeah,
or
but
is there still a
example,
chance to save them?
if a dog ate something like a chocolate,
Yeah, or grapes.
we can try at home at least give salt water or what the name? Um, I forgot the name in English. Peroxidine. I think it's peroxidine.
Okay.
This liquid that we put in wounds and make bubbles.
Oh, yeah, and it makes them throw up.
Yeah, we can give for dogs for stimulate them throw up.
Yeah.
In birds, it's a big risk to do it at home.
Yeah.
Okay, because there is a big chance of this bird aspirate the liquid. This is
Oh,
the
that's
problem for
true.
birds. What
Yeah.
we have to do is a crop washing, but this should be at the clinic.
Yeah. And
An
so
example, I
if
receive a lot of birds, mainly gray parrots, that they ate something like a foreign body, a piece of metal, something like this.
mhm.
The first step is we have to make anesthesia, put this bird to sleep. I put one tube inside the trachea to keep the bird breathing by this tube to remove any chance for the bird aspirate the liquid, any kind of liquid, any kind of food. And we do an emergency crop washing. I put one tube inside the stomach and wash everything.
Okay.
Put the head down and wash to release everything.
Yeah.
I think I have one video doing it in my Instagram.
Okay. I'll have
Maybe
to
two
find
years
it.
ago, I did one video about this.
Yeah.
But the emergency care, never we have to try it at home.
Okay. Is it if they ingest something toxic, is it possible to save them?
It depends. It depends the quantity of the poisoning.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
depends.
It depends on different factors. Actually,
Yeah.
I just got another question. What should we do if our bird at home just starts throwing up? What do we do if our birds are throwing up? Or like I've heard of birds being in the car and getting car sick and throwing up in the car. What can someone do to support their bird?
Yeah, we have to keep monitoring. Okay, keep observing the bird because some birds they can throwing up a big quantity of food or big quantity of liquid, and sometimes the food become if it's very creamy becomes stuck inside the mouth,
Mm,
and
okay.
in this moment they can aspirate the food. So we have to keep monitoring. If we see the bird having difficulty to release this amount of food, we have to help take one tissue, something, a gauze to clean the beak, to remove the excess
Okay.
of food inside.
Is it
This is very
possible for
important.
them to choke?
Sorry?
Is it possible for them to choke?
To choke, how?
Like, if the food, like if they're throwing up and like the food gets stuck or like there's
Uh-huh.
too much coming up, is it possible? Or have you not seen that before?
I don't know. I think the best way is we just try to clean the beak.
Okay. So lots of tips for first aid and what we can do at home if our birds have a minor injury. And if something is more traumatic, then we always need to remember to go to the avian vet. Speaking of going to the avian vet, Mia had her semi-annual vet checkup actually on the weekend. And the next time we go, we're going to be doing blood work. We're finally going to do this. But there was something different that came up in her poop sample when our vet took her poops and she went and checked out the bacteria and everything that was going on. And so I wanted to get your opinion on it because I'm sure some other people have also experienced it. Our vet came back and said that for the first time, Mia's poops weren't 100% perfect. She said that they were low in her poop samples were low in bacteria, as if she had too little bacteria. And she recommended a supplement that's a probiotic for birds. And she said for Mia to be on the probiotics for 30 days. Now, what could be causing low bacteria in a bird's poops?
Yeah, this is an excellent question. Um, Thinking about bacteria, the crop and the gut microbiome, we can face two different problems. Birds that they have a lot of bacteria
Mm-hmm.
and birds that they have no bacteria.
Oh my
Both
gosh. So are
are a
things too
problem.
clean?
Yeah. Never I consider a healthy bird if the bird has zero bacteria.
Okay.
Also, yesterday I was checking a patient, and also the bird had no bacteria in their poop,
No
in its poop.
bacteria.
No bacteria, was clean.
Oh my
So this
gosh.
is not healthy. Uh, every Now the medical community now they are starting to understand the importance of our microbiome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how can I say, the microbiome in our life, even us human, that is a huge importance.
Yeah.
And our health depends from our bacteria that we have inside.
Yeah.
And also, the quality is important. The quality is very important. And the quality has relationship with what we are eating. And the birds, the same.
Yeah.
They can keep good bacteria in their microbiome if they are having a health diet. And I can
Yeah.
see it every day, every day. Almost 100% my patients, I check during the consultation the microbiome from crop and from cloaca.
Yeah.
It is a classic for me.
Yeah.
The unique patients that I don't check immediately are the emergencies where the bird is coming with a fracture. But all other cases, I check the microbiome because this is the most important checkup to the bird. I I can see today with the experience that I have now that to check the microbiome is more important than a blood test.
Interesting. We get the microbiome checked like twice a year because we go every 6 months with her. And
Uh-huh.
this is the first time where it came up as low bacteria. But she had also told us that this can happen when your bird just goes through molting or there's like maybe a period of more stress or things like that. So I'm just wondering what could have caused the bacteria to get lower, and do you think that the probiotics will help to normalize things? Or
Yeah.
should there be something else we do?
Also, something very important. Sometimes the bird is doing more pee than normal. Okay.
Yeah.
Or the bird is drinking more water, or the bird is stressed and is making more pee. When the bird has this kind of situation we tell polyuria, is the excess of urine. In this situation, this high quantity of urine washes the cloaca.
Oh, so it
And
can
we
wash the
can see
bacteria out, the good
wash
bacterias.
the bacteria, and we can see exactly the normal quantity. There is
Okay.
another chance. And I'm facing in my routine this problem. Birds coming very sick with classic signs for bacterial infection, and they are not showing nothing in cloaca. Sometimes it's very clean. Always we have to check crop and cloaca in the same time. Always. Because if we are not seeing the bacteria in cloaca, we can find the problem in crop.
Oh,
And
okay.
about bacterial problem, the most common bacterial infection in birds, the problem starts by beak. The
Oh,
bacteria
okay.
start from the beak. So they are getting the source of contamination from the beak. And in parrots, it's very common because they use the beak for everything. To
Right.
climb, to play, to move. So always they are touching the beak somewhere.
Yeah.
The problem starts by beak.
Yeah. Okay. So to increase to a healthy level of bacteria or increase the amount of bacteria, do you think that probiotics is the best way?
Yes, probiotics is the unique preventive treatment that I agree, and also a treatment for we keep forever to the birds.
Yeah. Okay, so this is actually the first time I've gotten probiotics for Mia, and I wanted to ask you, do you think that probiotics is something that we should regularly have in our like yearly routine, like sometimes taking probiotics, sometimes not, like for our birds?
Yeah, what I suggest is make a weekly treatment.
Okay, so once a week, every week.
I suggest around 2, 3 times per week.
Okay. So,
If the bird is sick, if the bird is recovering from antibiotic treatments, the bird had infection, I recommend at the least 1 month of treatment.
okay. But then after that 1 month, like if your bird is healthy and everything is fine, we should be giving them probiotics every single week then.
Yes, is important.
Okay.
Is what I suggest to my clients. I'm suggesting in my courses.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, keep the probiotic is very important.
Okay. And why is it so important for us to give probiotics regularly to our birds? Like what are the
Yeah,
benefits for our bird?
yeah. Just for I finish about the other information about probiotic. Um, I see every day we can see a huge difference between the quality of bacteria for one bird eating pellets and for a bird eating seeds.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, I
huge
remember.
difference,
Yeah.
huge between because the quantity and quality of the quality of the microbiome is a
Mm-hmm.
huge difference. It's the same that we take one person that eats only fast food and one person that is having a very
Lots
good
of
diet.
yeah.
Because the quality of the diet can kill the good bacteria or can save good bacteria. The
Yeah.
good bacteria they need at least good source of vegetable fibers.
Yeah.
Okay, and so and a lot of things. And what we are eating, we have to think is not only for us. We have to think to feed the bacteria also. What we are eating is very important to keep the bacteria healthy, the bacteria population health inside our intestines. Very important. The name is prebiotic. We
Oh,
have the probiotic
prebiotics. Yeah.
and we have the prebiotic. Prebiotic is the source of food, the nutrition to keep the good bacteria alive.
Yeah. So do you think we should be giving a prebiotic and a probiotic?
Yeah, the prebiotic we can find. It's difficult to find, but example in Brazil we have we have a brand that they sell prebiotic for animals.
Okay.
Here I can find, but a natural way is just give a balanced diet with
Yeah.
pellets, with a source of
Vegetables.
vegetables and fruits. Also, this is
Yeah.
enough to keep the bird health. The
Yeah.
problem is when the bird is eating only seeds or the main food is mix of seeds. This, I'm sure, will disturb everything. Will disturb liver, kidney, immune system, and also the microbiome. So starting now the other question. Um, you asked me how to give the probiotic, no? What's your last question?
Well, tell us how to give the probiotics.
Yeah,
Now
I
I
was
can't
explaining,
remember,
no?
but yeah, I know that with probiotics. Well,
Why
I
they are
was
so important, no?
Yeah, why are they so important? What are the benefits? But on that topic, I know that there's the probiotics we ordered that our vet told us to buy is a liquid and it's 1 milliliter for every liter. So she said we could cut that in half. But I know that there's also probiotics that you can put on wet food. I think it's like a powder.
Mm-hmm.
So which one do
Yeah,
you
there are.
recommend, or is one better than the other, or is it the same?
It depends, and also it's very important we understand most of these probiotics that we are buying, even for us, okay, they they will keep alive for few days or few weeks. We can keep this population alive because they are not the real bacteria that we have inside.
Right.
They will help for a while, but it's not forever.
Yeah.
Because it is important we keep our good nutrition, and we keep like a preventive treatment, taking weekly some amount of probiotic just to keep helping.
Okay. Yeah. So
Okay,
it makes sense to do
and
it every week.
yeah, and why they are so important? So probiotics, most of them they are bacteria, right? They are good bacteria, and there are many different ways how they help us. Okay, the main two ways that we can explain fast is one is they reduce the pH level inside the intestines. Okay,
Okay.
so this doing this acidification, when we reduce the pH, we becomes this intestinal environment not safe for pathogenic bacteria.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another important thing, they will compete for for place inside the intestines. Where have one bacteria, where there is a bacteria, the other bacteria can't stay. So they are
Yeah.
competing also per space. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of things they for the metabolize the bacteria. They help in the digestion. They can help producing vitamins. A lot of things.
Yeah.
Removing toxins. A lot of things that they can help also. But the most
Mhm.
important, just for the people understand easily, is about doing this fast acidification of the intestinal environment, and also competing with the pathogenic bacteria in the intestine wall.
Yeah. And what like if someone is not sure if their bird needs, for example, probiotics, are there like indications, like can you tell by your bird's poop, for example, that like, oh, they might need probiotics? Are there any indications that might let somebody know that the gut
Yeah, if the
microbiome
bird,
is not doing great?
yeah, if the bird is having diarrhea, or we are feeling bad smell on the poop, for sure this animal needs a probiotic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
and
with
also the
Mia.
probiotic will help keeping healthy the intestinal environment and also the crop environment. It's very important because there are two different places that the bird keeps a lot of bacteria. And we have to keep this both microbiome healthy.
Yeah.
Sometimes, example, yesterday also I had a case. I received two birds. They live together. They were looking healthy. When I did the microscope test, the Grunstein test, both of them they were showing the same kind of bacteria, the same quantity in intestines and in crop. In the intestines was nice, no problem, but in crop a lot of bacteria. So what it's mean? It's mean that the environment where the bird is living is dirty.
Oh, interesting.
It's dirty. The cage is dirty, the perch is dirty, or birds that they live free at home start to play with something dirty, or they flies and they stopping somewhere that we can clean every day on the curtains. There's some difficult place, and they start to bite something dirty there, like a dead cockroach, a dead insect that became stuck in there. We don't know. And example, this is a classic for cockatiels. Cockatiels that they have a very nice life at home, where they live free at home. Most of them they are facing a lot of intestinal problems, infections, because this behavior, because they love to walk.
Oh yeah, they love to forage, and they love to forage on the ground.
Yeah.
And on the ground, we probably have the most bacteria, especially if you stepped somewhere with your shoe. We can't see the bacteria with your naked eye, and then your cockatiel flies down and starts pecking at the floor or licks that area, and then all of a sudden we don't see it, but the bacteria is there.
Yes, for sure. And for cockatiel, because they have this foraging behavior to keep finding food on the ground, they get bacteria. It's a classic. It's a classic.
Oh my gosh. So in Mia's case, I mean, with her poops, I noticed that something was like a slightly off with her poops, but they don't smell and they don't look completely weird. And I took a bunch of pictures every morning knowing we had our vet visit to show her. And I'll send them to you after and I'll put them up on the screen as well. But she said that it is kind of like classic indication, like in the poops, that Mia has low bacteria. But does low bacteria mean that she's sick or she could get sick?
Yeah. If the bird has low quantity of bacteria, it means that the environment is empty. So the animal is in risk because it has no protection from the good bacteria. And also is a very easy environment for bad bacteria start to attack.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw that in your course, and so I'm interested in taking this course as well. You listed that one of the things that we can learn is how to protect your parrot from bacteria and strengthen its immune system. So could you give us like your top tip on what we could start doing today to help strengthen our birds' immune system and protect them from bacteria, the bad bacterias?
Yeah, for immune system, our immune system depends mainly from what we are eating. Okay, so diet.
That varied diet.
Yeah, a good diet, a balanced diet is very important. Other very important thing is sunlight.
Yeah.
Because the vitamin D level depends on the quantity of sunlight that the birds and also humans we are taking. And here in UAE, almost all the birds they have a very low level of vitamin D
Yeah.
because our life here in the summer is a indoor life because if not we burn outside
Yeah.
and the birds are the same. They live indoor most of the time. And also many people they doesn't know the importance of the sunlight for birds.
Yeah.
So I'm facing this problem is my routine every day.
Yeah. I love that you brought that up because we actually just got a new bird lamp UV system.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, because sunlight is so important. And I actually got this handout that talks about how every bird needs sunlight, especially because they come from warm tropical areas. And then it also talks about like how they need vitamin D production, it's for their overall health. And they also see differently, like their eyes and their UV spectrum. So, the UV light will also make their food like more enticing when they see it in sunlight. Like under sunlight, it looks different to them than it does to us. So definitely investing, I think, like in a UV bird lamp for your bird is important because we can't take them outside in every season, everywhere. Here, it's like winter almost. So it's gotten a lot cooler. So I'm not taking Mia outside as often. And so I think it's important to have a way to provide sunlight for them.
Yeah, this is very important. Here, because we have a very hot summer, for you also because you have a huge winter.
Yeah.
So in these situations, it's very important we keep offering the good quantity and good quality of UVB and UVA lights,
Okay.
rays for them. It's very very important. Very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
And also we can't forget our immune system depends from many things. Okay, an important thing is a good quality of diet. But I make a question. And about the stress. Example, imagine us, we are having a good diet, but we are living in a very stressful environment.
Yeah.
Also, it will affect our immune system. And this can affect the birds also. Okay. Mainly birds that they live in very concentrated area like parrot farms, indoor rooms during the winter with a lot of birds together, or here in the summer. This is a very stressful environment also. Or a noise area, something that can disturb the bird. So it will affect the immune system also. And
Yeah.
without immune system, we can get a lot of different problems,
Yeah.
mainly
I
infections.
Yeah, I actually think that, I mean, I know that Mia had just gone through a molt recently, and I think that there might have been increased stress for her because there were some changes recently. I had been traveling for a bit, and then I came back, and then we took a little family trip and we went glamping, so there was a change of environment again. So I think there was just a lot of changes, and then when we came back, I needed to get into routine. I also had to put her in the cage when I was like cleaning because I wanted to clean everything properly or when I was cooking. So it was a few changes for her. And I think she was a little bit more stressed. So I wonder if that is also partially why maybe the bacteria, count changed for her. But I'm hoping that with the probiotics and the new lamp that things get better and her bacteria improves. But
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted to ask you because we were talking about cockatiels, and this is something that I hear about all the time with cockatiels is they are prone to night frights. What is it about cockatiels and why are they so prone to night frights? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's a natural behavior for cockatiels.
Yeah,
And always, for who has a cockatiel at home, I suggest these small lamps that we put in baby rooms
like a little nightlight,
for, yeah, just to break the
the
very dark
darkness.
the darkness. Because the problem is if they wake up and they are scared about something and they are not seeing nothing.
They freak out.
It's a nightmare. And I received some emergencies in Brazil. You can't believe. It's like a terror movie.
Oh my gosh. They lose a
I
lot of
went on the,
feathers.
it's a long time ago, more than 10 years ago. I received one call, and I did a home visitation. When the guy opened the door, it's like a terror movie. Blood from everywhere. The walls, they were white. They have risks of blood from everywhere. It's like
Oh my,
yeah, like a monster came inside and killed all the family. Was horrible. And the guy, I think he had around 10 Cockatiels. He lost 5, passed away 5 during the night.
oh my
And the
God.
survivors, they were destroyed. What I'm remembering now, because it's a long time ago, I think I admitted 3 of them because they were in a very bad situation.
Oh
And
my
they doesn't
God.
stop. Mainly if you have many, because one start to touch each other and they become more scared about what's happening, and all the time one is receiving some kicks from the other bird, and it's a chaos. It's a chaos.
Oh my gosh. That's
Very,
so
very dangerous.
terrifying.
Yeah, very dangerous.
My gosh. Okay. I actually had posted on our social media asking people what questions they would have for an avian vet and things that they want answered. So I'm going to read these questions out to you and have you answer them for us. So the first question someone asked was, how do I know if my bird is overweight? Because different species have like their healthy weight ranges, you
Uh-huh.
know? So how can someone know if their bird is overweight or underweight?
Example, we have one average for each species, okay? But depends on the species, it's difficult we think about average. Example,
Okay.
Cockatiels is one species.
Yeah.
Cockatiel I consider like humans. We have small, very tall people. We have short people.
Mm-hmm.
Cockatiels, they have a very different range
Okay.
of size.
Yeah.
Okay. What is important is we check the body score. How is the shape of the chest? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But example for other species is a little bit easier for we check the weight, because they are in the same average. And physically we have to check the skin, because if the bird is fat, in some species we can see fat skin. We can see the
Oh,
skin a little bit yellow, or we can see a lot of fat under the
interesting.
skin.
Okay.
Most of common species to get obesity, birds they become very obese, like a fat ball.
Really?
I received some budgies in emergency case. They can breathe because they start to accumulate fat mainly here on the chest.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Some Amazon parrots, they can get obesity also, but it's not so common like budgies. And most of the Amazon parrots, they instead of they develop fat around all the body, they develop more lipoma, is some piece of fat in some part of the body. Okay.
Okay.
Another bird that we have to take care a lot is gallas, the Cockatiel gallas. They suffer a lot with wrong diet. I received here a
Interesting.
lot of gallas, very, very fat, very, very obese.
Oh.
Giant. I receive birds that they can walk. They are round like a chicken,
Oh my God.
Yeah. They are very sensitive against fat.
Yeah. I actually saw on your social media that you've in recent weeks posted this a couple of times. And so I
Mhm.
wanted to bring it up to bring this issue like light to this. And in case people weren't aware, you had posted that people are still feeding their adult parrots baby chick formula, and that is
Yeah.
causing them to be too fat and have too much protein and too much of these things because formula is meant for growing baby chicks, so it has a little bit more extra protein and these vitamins and things. So why should people not be feeding baby chick formula to their adult parrots?
Yeah, they are overfeeding, so they are receiving more calories, more protein than they need.
Yeah,
And for sure, this will disturb their health. It's like us. If we eat more fat than we need, we become fat, we become obese.
yeah,
If we eat more protein than we need, we start to face a lot of problems. High uric acid level, uric gout, kidney problem, liver problem. The birds are the same.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and it's a classic.
Yeah. So just make sure if your bird is an adult, don't feed them formula anymore.
Yeah. If they want to keep because some people they want to keep this straight relationship with the birds, no? People that do free flights, sometimes they like to give the hand feeding food. So instead of you give a baby food, you can make your own hand feeding food at home. You can put in a blender the pellets.
Yeah,
Pellets and water is the same, but
that's a
the
better
animals
option.
receive a balanced diet.
Yeah,
This is of a very high calorie
yeah.
and high very concentration of proteins.
I've also heard that it's actually a good idea to every so often feed your bird something out of a syringe, like even if it's a little bit of like fresh apple juice or like something, so that in case they ever need to get medicine administered through a syringe, it's not like something new or scary to them. Do you think that that's a good idea?
I don't like this kind of treatment at home. First, the risk of aspiration. Okay,
Oh,
any
okay.
liquid food the bird can aspirate, even
Yeah.
that is kind of feeding food. Some birds, many cockatoos, they become addicted. I have many cockatoos that they doesn't want to eat alone.
Because they're addicted to like
Yeah, birds
the
with 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and they doesn't touch any kind of food.
so
Example, there is I have this post where I spoke about this cockatoo. I forgot the species of this cockatoo. No, it's not umbrella, is Moluccan. This Moluccan cockatoo, very obese. I had one post before about one Amazon parrot, the same problem. He was receiving hand feeding food, and he started to develop liver problem because was eating only hand feeding food. This bird was hospitalized with me last week because he started to develop a respiratory infection. Okay, and the owner is a very spoiled bird. She treats like a kid,
oh,
and I
I
told
see.
her, you have to change this situation because you will become a slave because the bird is waiting all day for you come at home to receive food. So if you are not at home, the bird is not eating, is not drinking. You can't fly, you can't make any vacation, any travel
Yeah.
because if not, your pet will pass away because it's not eating. So you
Yeah.
have to change the situation. This is not a healthy relationship. So the bird was hospitalized with me, and something that I hate. I hate spoiled birds. I hate spoiled kids. It's something that I hate in my life is spoiled people.
Yeah.
So also my patients. Something that when they are with me, I change most of them. And this
You're not
guy,
going to be spoiled no more.
yeah, and this guy, I changed his mind. When he returned home, he was eating. Was eating. You know, all my patients, when they return home, they return eating a good food. I don't offer any kind of seeds to my patients when they are admitted. All of them, they eat pellets. And almost 100% of them, they return home eating pellets. The unique problem, my biggest headache, is the budgie. Budgies is a nightmare for we change the food. Takes a
Oh,
long time.
they're
A
stubborn, aren't
long
they?
time. Yeah. And what I do, sometimes I have to admit in emergency situation, but so fat that they can't breathe. So I tell the owner, look, if the bird returns home and keeps eating seeds, it will pass away in a few days. So I have to admit the bird. We remove 100% of the seeds. We keep them receiving hand feeding food, and if they want to eat something, they have the pellet. So in 1 week, most of the birds, because the high metabolism, most of them I can reduce half of the weight in 1 week,
Yeah.
but in a healthy way.
Yeah.
But most of them, they are still refusing the pellets.
Interesting.
My average is at least 1.5 months, 2 months to make one budgie accept the pellets. It's very hard. It's very hard.
Wow. So you're not only a great doctor, you're also great at doing food boot camp for these
Yeah,
birds.
I do. I tell Parrot spa. I do a spa.
Oh, usually at the spa, you get to eat whatever you want, though. Okay, next question. My conure destroys his tail feathers. He has plenty of toys, enrichment, and a massive cage. What can I do?
We have to think about what the bird is missing. It's like
Okay.
a kid. Doesn't matter if you are buying the best toys for your kid if you are not at home giving attention.
Yeah. It could be the socialization aspect. They're just
Yeah,
lonely because they're by themselves with these foraging enrichment toys and they have all these toys and all this space, but they're lonely. And we have to remember that birds are very social animals, they're
yeah,
flock animals. So if they're alone, that could be the reason that the bird is frustrated and destroying their own feathers.
yeah. 100% of the feather plucking problems, 100%
Psychological.
have relationship with psychological problem. The
Yeah.
bird is missing something or the bird is missing someone.
Yeah.
I receive feather plucking case every day. Every day. In
Yeah.
my table, in my drawer, I have already the prescription ready printed. I have many for I don't lose time every day writing the
Yeah.
treatment. I have ready the prescription for feather plucking problem.
Wow.
It's very common. Yesterday, I received another patient,
That was feather
and
plucking.
yeah, and always we have to think about some frustration that the bird is having at home. Most of them, they are missing mainly the owner, or they are missing another bird or another person. Always, always. I had many cases. Most of them, the owner is traveling, the owner is far from home, changes some routine at home, the guy is working more, or someone at home pass away, or is not more at home. No, the people got a divorce. A lot of these situations. Um, the bird, the owner moved for another home, a different home. Had case where the owner changed the cage,
And it was
and
missing
most
the
of
old
the case,
cage.
in many cases, the bird was living in a smaller cage, a ugly cage, old cage. The owner bought a very beautiful cage, and the bird is missing the old cage, the older cage.
Interesting. So they could
Uh,
literally be missing anything. And we don't always know what it is they're missing, but we have to like really pay attention. Like, what have we changed or what could they be missing? Is it a person or is it a thing?
Yeah. Also, I think the bird was living with another parrot, and the parrot passed away, or the person sold the bird. I don't know. The bird ran away. The bird is missing the partner. I had case that the bird was missing the bird that was living in another cage, but was
Oh.
living in the same room. I had case where the bird was missing another animal. I don't know if I spoke in our
Yes, I
last podcast.
remember there was
Yeah,
like a lady
Jojo.
was taking care of a cat and it was just
Yes,
fostering the cat. And then when the cat left, the parrot started plucking because
yes,
the
yes,
parrot was
yes.
missing the cat.
Yeah. Also, she's Brazilian. She lives here in UAE, and she's Brazilian. And Jojo, I checked Jojo maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, how is
Yeah, he's
Jojo?
fine now. Thanks God, he's fine. We are
Oh,
keeping the color.
yeah.
But he's fine. He's totally healed. The
Oh, that's
skin
so
is
wonderful to
moving.
hear.
Yeah, but he
Um,
was 1 year hospitalized with me.
yeah, that was a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Jojo probably remembers you and loves you.
uh,
Um,
so, and between the species, we can see different problems about feather plucking. So most of the species they will remove feathers from the chest or from legs. It's a
mm,
classic. Some species they will remove feathers inside the wings
yeah.
or on the wings. This is the classic. Okay, but some species, example, lovebirds and some cockatiel species, mainly the gallas, they can bite itself. It's very dangerous.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And injure themselves.
Lovebirds, when they do feather plucking, there is a big risk for they hurt themselves very badly.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I didn't know that like different species can pluck in different areas. While we're talking about feathers, can you talk to us? We've talked about this on the podcast once before. I saw you also did a reel about it, but what do black feathers mean? Because sometimes birds can develop black feathers or like the feathers start to turn black, and there can be, I think, different reasons for this, maybe the liver. But can you tell us like why would feathers turn black?
The feathers start to change the color and becomes darker uh, because it has a relationship with liver problem.
Okay.
Okay, but it's not a liver problem where the bird has like an infection in the liver. Most of the case, I see the feathers becoming black. The bird is developing a liver problem
From eating seeds?
because the diet, because the high quantity of fat.
Yeah.
And we can see this problem mainly in South American birds, South American parrots.
Okay.
The conures,
Yeah.
Amazon parrots is the most common
Okay.
because they are birds that they don't in the wild, they don't eat a high quantity of fat in the wild. Macaws, they are different guys. I never saw one macaw suffering from high level of fat. Naturally, they need a higher level of fat. The same is African gray parrots. Their natural diet in the wild in Africa is palm coconut, the palm oil. That we do the palm oil.
Yeah.
So it's a very very fat coconut.
Yeah.
And we can face many problems in African gray parrot, but suffering from high level of fat, I can't see. But in South American birds and Cockatiels is a classic.
I think that that's why it's also really important to like understand your species and research about them so you also know like what are they eating more in the wild and like what do they need more of, like the sunlight or the nuts or less nuts and more vegetables and more fruit. Like parrots that come from different places have different habitats and have access to different types of foods and different things, and they have different like nesting behaviors and even like mating behaviors sometimes. And so, yeah, it's really important for us to know and understand our species. But while we're talking about feathers, can you tell us like what do healthy feathers look like, and what are some indicators that like feathers are letting you know that something is wrong with your bird other than them turning darker?
I like to tell that the feathers, they are the tip of the iceberg. The feather can show us what's happening inside. It's like us.
Yeah.
Many girls. If you girls, you are stressed, you are eating very bad quality, what happened with your hair?
It gets thin, it starts falling out.
Yeah, it's the same. Birds, they have to show very clean feathers. I like to say that the bird should be a paint. We can't see the limit between each feather. You have to see like a whole bird.
Yeah, and they should be
The bird
like
have no
shiny and
feather.
like full of
If you
color.
start to see the limit between here has one feather, here another feather, so maybe it's a problem.
Yeah.
So the feather is not well hydrated. Is not the bird is not producing correctly the oil gland to help the feathers because it's not having a good nutrition. The feather is not bright, it's not shiny. The animal is pale. It's a classic. It's very easy.
Yeah.
If the bird is not shiny, mainly colored birds is a problem. And birds that they are not so colored, like African gray parrot.
Yeah.
We can see also the bird should be a paint. We can't see the limit between each feather. I didn't tell you I adopt one African gray parrot.
No way! That's awesome.
He's not here. He's in the clinic. He's at the clinic. I didn't have time today to bring him home.
What's his
I'd
name?
like to bring him for the people see him, meet him.
You'll have to bring him next time.
Yeah, next time I'll bring him. After I open the cage to bring Pirulito, my lovebird, to see you.
Yeah.
So example, this bird I adopted 1 month ago, and he came with the classic problems here. Was eating seeds, respiratory issues, sinusitis, blocked nose, nostrils. And since he came, we started treatment to help him. And in the second day, he was eating already pellets.
Wow, that's amazing.
The guy had a huge change.
Wow.
And so because he is still in the clinic, I am taking him in almost all my consultations. I'm bringing him to show to my clients. Look my parrot, look your parrot. So they become in shock. It's a huge difference. Okay.
And what's your African gray's name?
My kids, they put marshmallow.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it's a very nice bird. In
Oh.
5 days, he starts to speak his name.
Wow. How old
5
is
days.
Marshmallow?
In 5 days, he's telling marshmallow already.
And how old is Marshmallow?
The previous owner told me 6-year-old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow, that's so cute.
yeah, he's
Actually,
amazing.
since we're speaking about African grays, there was a question that somebody had submitted about an African gray, and they asked how to keep the dust down in an African gray
Yeah, it's
because
something
they get
that we
really
have
dusty.
to learn to live with this problem.
I think an air purifier
You
is
know,
essential.
this is not a dusty. This is from the feathers, that common powder that they produce.
Yeah.
So there is any treatment to remove this powder.
Yeah.
It's like Cockatiels, the Cockatiels. Also, they produce this white powder. We listen, we
Yeah.
have to accept.
Yeah. I had another African gray owner on the podcast before Ada, and she said that one thing that helps her is just making sure that our African gray has regular baths.
Yeah, it's a species that they doesn't like to take bath. No, they
Yeah.
doesn't like South American birds. They all the time they are taking shower alone. African greys, we can spray a little bit water just to stimulate the cleaning, but
Yeah.
it's not a problem.
Yeah. Okay, next question. How to x-ray safely without anesthetics?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Or is it possible to do an x-ray on a bird without putting them to sleep, without anesthesia?
We have two different avian market. We have falcon market and we have the pet market. Most of the birds, they are parrots.
Yeah.
In falcons, most of the procedures should be under anesthesia. We have to make anesthesia to 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 make any kind of most of the procedures. Why? Because to protect the animal, because they are very wild animals. They doesn't accept the handling very well. Even the parrots, they doesn't accept. But the problem in falcons, we have a problem because they have the claw, and it's dangerous for us. Yeah, we can hurt a lot by their claw, and also we can make damage in their feathers. And now falcon with a broken feather, they will lose flight performance. So because we do have to protect the animal, and they are
Yeah.
very strong birds. It's very difficult to make a physical restraint, to take blood, to do many procedures, because it will do anesthesia. But I like to tell that I like to compare falcons with livestock animals. They are very resistant. To kill a falcon under anesthesia is very, very, very difficult. Even if the bird is not good, is in an emergency, most of the time we can do anesthesia and it doesn't die. Parrots is totally different. I don't like to perform anesthesia for X-ray in many cases when I'm carrying my parrot patients.
So how do you do an
Example.
x-ray?
Yeah, example. If I see if the bird is not feeling well, the bird is dehydrated, the bird is not eating well, the bird is not active, I don't do anesthesia. I
Okay.
don't do anesthesia. There is a big risk to lose the animal during the anesthesia.
Oh my gosh.
It's very different. I'd like to do anesthesia for all my patients to take X-ray, also to protect myself. It's
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
But sometimes I can't.
Yeah.
It's not safe.
So how
Okay.
do you x-ray without putting them to sleep? Like, do you strap them down?
We have to do a physical restraint
Okay.
and take the X-ray.
Oh, okay. I see. So there is a way to do it without the anesthesia.
Yeah, think about our healthy is not safe because we are exposed to the X-ray in this moment.
Yeah.
But think about the patient. Sometimes we have to do this sacrifice.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. My female lovebird is a little aggressive. How can we control it? So, what is as an avian vet, what is your approach to like behavioral problems like screaming, biting, or aggression in pet parents?
Yeah, about screaming, most of the birds they are screaming because they are feeling alone. About if the bird is aggressive, it's a little bit difficult because sometimes is happening some hormones issue, and the bird, mainly Amazon parrots, they become crazy sometimes in a specific time during the year. So is happening some hormonal change, I'm sure.
Yeah.
In Brazil, was in August. Is in August. I tell month of the crazy parrot. In August, when I was in Brazil, uh, always in August, I started to receive many calls. My clients, sometimes they were crying. Oh, doctor, my baby hates me now. I can't touch more I can't touch my pet more. He's attacking me all the time. And always I tell, wait, maybe 1 week, in 2 weeks, your bird will be fine again.
Is it maybe
So
hormones?
yeah, I think it's some hormonal change. An example, sometimes the bird is protecting the partner or the bird is protecting the nest
Yeah.
and they become aggressive with us.
I think with behaviors, there's a lot of like things that can be causing aggression. And so it's really important to just look at like the situation that you have and, even like journal or have like a notebook of like, how much they're eating or why they're screaming or what happened before the bite, what is happening after the bite. Maybe there's something that's triggering them, or is it hormone season? So there's so many things that I think we need to look at. It's not just like a simple straight answer of why
Yes.
a bird is being aggressive.
Yeah. An example, birds that the people put them to sleep very late. Instead of the bird
Actually,
is sleeping in the normal time when the is coming the night. Birds is sleeping midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
yeah.
For
And
sure, this will disturb the hormones. We can do a big mess in the reproductive system,
yeah,
mainly females. The females they can lay more eggs. We have this problem.
with
They
the
start
egg
to lay a lot of
binding.
eggs.
Yeah.
Most of them, if it's difficult for us in the veterinary field. We tell 100%. I prefer to tell 99%. 99% of the females that they are laying a lot of eggs has a relationship because the bird is sleeping very few hours per day.
So actually that brings me to another question that someone had, and that was how many hours should a parrot sleep? Now, I know that parrots, I think, should be having like dark, quiet, uninterrupted like sleep time for 12 hours. And I think during hormones, you can even increase it to 13 hours. But I think that it's important, like sleep, just like sunlight, is so important for them. And they need to have that quality sleep and enough hours of sleep. So how much
Yeah,
sleep do you?
because example, dogs. I have my dog here. Um,
They sleep like like
yeah,
little kings and queens. They're just like 16, 18 hours a day sleeping. Lambo's sleeping all the time.
yeah. Example, my dog. Most of the time he goes to sleep when we are going to sleep. He doesn't like to go for a room and keep sleeping there. Sometimes
Yeah.
he sleeps for short minutes or 1 hour, but after he wakes up. Birds no. Birds, while they are seeing light, they are wake up.
Yeah.
So without darkness, they can't sleep.
Yeah.
So because it is very important, except here we put the birds to sleep around 6, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So Pirulito, my love bird, is starting to complain here.
Because it's
He,
bedtime.
he called us to put him to sleep.
Yeah. And actually, because we're trying to also remind people to mimic nature and what are parrots doing in the wild. In the wild, we notice that when the sun is setting, they're looking for the highest place to perch and to find a safe
Yeah.
spot for once it gets dark. So we also have to think like birds in the wild are in darkness and sleeping from sunset to sunrise. And then when the sun starts to rise, they start to wake up, they start singing, they start being active. So we need to find a similar routine, and sunset to sunrise is about 12 hours.
Yeah. Example, I have here at home one toilet for guests in my living room. We
Yeah.
don't use. So they sleep there.
Okay.
Dark is far from any kind of noise. So I close the door, they start to sleep immediately.
Okay.
And at morning, there is a small window that they can see the light and they wake up naturally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
this is
think
very
having
important.
a separate room where you can like close them off so it's quieter and so they have that darkness. Unless, of course, you have a bird that's prone to night frights, then you want to have a little bit of light in there for them. But otherwise, like for Mia, like she just likes when it's dark, it's quiet. She goes into the office space at night. We close the door and she has darkness and it's quiet and she's quiet until the morning when it's time to wake up. So sleep is really important. But we'll go to the next question. We were talking about actually speaking of sleeping, someone had also asked on sleep, should we leave pellets and water in the sleep cage overnight? Because 12 hours without food may be a lot. I mean, I'm going to start with water should always be in their cage. They should always have access to water.
Yeah, about this question, example for my birds, we keep water and food. Example, I don't suggest to keep fruits,
Yeah,
vegetables, any kind of soft food at night because we can attract insects, rats, a lot of problems.
yeah,
I keep just pellets.
yeah,
The problem is when we have a big flock, the birds they are living outside like a parrot farm, or you have many birds, you have big aviary outside. In this situation, I suggest to remove the food because I'm sure we will attract a lot of rats, insects.
yeah,
Is a problem about the situation. You can reduce the problems, but at home for a pet bird, no problem.
yeah. A little bit of pellets because it's a dry food, and w having water, I think, is always a good idea.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah. Earlier, we were also talking about sunlight, and someone had asked how many hours of sunlight should they get a week?
I suggest, if possible, 1 hour, at least 1 hour taking sunlight.
A week or a day?
No, per day, per day,
Per day. Okay. So
per
one
day. Yeah,
hour per day. So like
yeah,
7 hours per week, but daily is good. And
yeah.
if you can't take them outside because it's not sunny, it's cloudy or it's rainy
Well,
or
it doesn't
it's
matter.
cold, then can you use the lamp instead?
Yeah, but even if it's cloudy, we are receiving the benefits from the sun.
Okay, so
The
what if it's
problem
too
is,
cold or it's
yeah,
raining?
yeah, if it's cold, is a problem. Example, many people they think that if the bird is taking sun from
The window?
the window, they are taking sun. No, if
No.
there is glass, the
Yeah.
bird is receiving just the lights, not getting the good rays. It's
Yeah.
important. I'll open window, open door to get the sun. And also people think, we have to put the animal under the ray, the light. No need. Just open the window, open the door. We are getting the benefits from the sunlight. People think because babies, you have to take the baby to take sun,
Yeah.
to take sunlight and put the baby in the sunlight. No, just open the window. We are receiving the UVA, UVB rays.
Yeah. And I think that going back to that recommendation you said of 1 hour, I think it also depends because if it's too hot. You
Yeah,
also don't want to leave your bird outside for an hour and they're going to
yeah,
overheat. But like you can tell when your bird starts to get hot, like they start to like breathe through their beak, like their beak opens up and you can see signs of like, distress or like overheating. So being mindful, I think, of the temperature and if it's direct sunlight or if it's not. And I actually listened to a podcast episode by Mel Robbins, and she was talking with an expert about how, like, we need to get sunlight and how if it's, a really sunny day, like, we can be out there for 5 minutes. But if it's a cloudy day, we need to be out there for 15 minutes. So it just depends on, if it's cloudy or if it's sunny and like the temperature. So things to consider, but yeah, daily exposure to sunlight would be beneficial.
example for my birds here. When we are at home, and example, on my off days, we are at home, stay in the living room all the time, seeing TV, having lunch, something like this. I keep the birds in my balcony. But every day when I'm working, what I do, we wake up very early. I put the birds in the balcony. It's very fresh, even during the summer. I keep them in the balcony and I take my kids to the school. When I come back home, I remove them from the balcony because
Okay.
here at home, from 6:30 until 8 p.m., I don't have any sunlight in my balcony.
Okay.
So it's safe.
Yeah.
During the summer here, even it's very hot, but early morning we have here 32, 35 degree. But
Send me some of that temperature. Send me some of that.
yeah. But without sunlight, it's fine to the birds. But when I return home, I remove them from the balcony.
Okay.
So now here is perfect. It's not hot, it's not cold. So my birds, they were all day in the balcony. Was fine. Today the average here was, I think, 26 degrees, something like this.
Yeah.
For them was fine.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Awesome. Okay. Next question, because now we're 2 hours in again. Let's see if we can make this one quicker than the last. Okay. Why do parrots hate feet? Serious question. Now, everybody talks about this online because parrots seem to have this like vengeance with feet. They hate toes, and everybody's toes are always getting attacked. Do you know why?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I was like, I cannot wait to ask you this question because I have no idea what the answer could be.
Yeah. Also, they like, I don't know the name in English, these black dots that we have in the skin.
Oh yeah, like freckles or skin tags.
Yeah. They love to bite.
Yeah, we have to be
I have
careful.
some here on my shoulder. My lovebird loves to try to remove.
Oh my gosh, that would be so painful. They're little surgeons. Okay, next one. We talked about pellets a lot, and I've had this question actually come up a few times since we did our last episode. And for anybody who's listening and hasn't checked it out, make sure you check out episode 34. But the question was, are pellets necessary in a bird's diet? And I have a feeling you're going to say yes. But this question came from somebody in India, and I've had a few people reach out and say that in India, pellets are not available or they're really hard to find. So maybe what's your advice to people also who can't find pellets or in areas like India?
Yeah, what I suggest is we have to try, it's not easy, to try to offer one balanced natural diet with some fruits, but also offering, how can I say, a good source of grains like beans, lentils, chickpeas, because it's an excellent natural source of protein also.
Yeah, yeah.
And the problem that I tell in my nutrition course that I see almost every day in the clinic is the people very proud about their diets that they are developing at home, the natural diet. Doctor, my bird doesn't eat seeds. I prepare a good salad for them, a lot of vegetables. Until now, I don't have any client where they are offering a very natural diet, and I had the opportunity to take blood, and this bird wasn't showing malnutrition problem. And the biggest problem is low protein, low quantity of protein in the blood. The
Okay.
quantity, low total proteins, low albumin also, because they are eating a lot of fruits, a lot of these things that have sometimes has zero protein, like apple. If you check the values for apple, that is no protein, is zero.
Yeah. So if someone can't have access to pellets, then we just need to make sure that we're providing those whole grains, those legumes, those vegetables, and just making sure that they're getting enough protein in their diet. And nuts too. Nuts also have some protein.
Yeah, nuts is important. Is important
Actually,
also because it's an excellent source of good fats, good protein also, but
not too much.
we can't give too much
Yeah.
because if not, the bird will get a lot of fat in the diet also.
Someone else actually asked about nuts and they said, what nuts do you recommend and how many should I give them a week?
The quantity is very difficult to tell. This bird have to eat 5 grams per week. We have to have a common sense. Just we can make a I like to do comparison. I like to make the proportion. Example, we have a Amazon parrot weighing 300 grams, and we give banana for this parrot. How much of banana we are offering per day? Example, we are giving 50 grams for 50 grams of banana for a parrot. Okay, and let's take an example for a person. One Amazon parrot weighing 300 grams. If the parrot is eating 50 grams of banana per day, is like I was eating 15 kg of banana per day.
15 kilograms of bananas.
Yeah, you can see the cock here.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
You have to move it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Yeah, now I can see it.
Yeah,
Too
no.
close. Yeah. Okay. So we have to be really mindful because like fruit is a lot of sugar and like fruit is good. Like they can eat apples or bananas, but we have to give it to them in moderation and consider their size and our size. Like we can eat one whole banana. We could even eat two whole bananas, but our parrots can't. And
Yeah.
even like for Mia, like if she was to take like, I don't even know, 5 bites of a banana, that's a lot of banana and a lot of sugar. Like if I'm gonna offer her banana, she's getting like 1 bite, maybe 2 bites, because it is a lot of sugar. So we have to be really mindful. And the same thing goes with nuts, like in moderation. We don't want to overfeed it. And when it's like big nuts, I think like for a macaw, you can offer them an entire walnut. But for me, I'm gonna break up
Yeah,
a
that's a
piece
small
of
piece.
walnut. Yeah.
Yeah, your bird maybe is weighing 65 grams,
Mia is 70 grams.
70 grams.
Yeah.
So it's very small, it's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, next question. I have a couple more questions and then one more topic, and then we'll start to wrap things up. So
Okay,
the
no
second last.
problem. Where is my love bird? I opened the cage, he disappeared.
Oh no.
Ah, he's here. Come.
Oh.
He's walking here.
Oh, I hope he joins us. Okay. Is there a way to train a bird to poop in one spot without a command? And also, I want to ask you, what is your
Oh, he's here.
perspective on training a bird to poop on command?
Uh, I don't know how to train, but
Okay, that's fair.
Marshmallow, my parrot, he's learning what we are doing in the clinic. My nurse, he's spending a lot of time with him, and example, he's playing with us. Oh, he arrived. He left.
Cute.
He's wild today. Uh, he's giving him some commands. Example, we are holding him, example, for 20 minutes. When we are putting him on the cage or we are releasing him on the ground, we are telling, make poop. And now he is starting to understand the command.
Yeah.
And almost always when we tell make poop, he do poop.
Oh, okay.
Is
It's all about
very funny.
consistency.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's very funny.
Yeah. And I
I
think it's
don't know if it
also,
is the best method to do it, but my parrot is learning in this way.
yeah. I think that training our parrots to poop only on command can be problematic if they start to hold in their poop or like not go when they need to because they're not in the right spot. Like I think that there can be complications with that. But I think if you want to train them to go in certain places, like you don't want them to poop on your hair all the time or on your head. Like Mia, she'll usually, like she was sleeping on my shoulder, and to poop, she got off and she'll get on the chair or she'll go on her bird station. And just over the years, I've just praised her when she would do that. Or when we're letting her out of the cage, we'll say the word poop, poop, and she almost always poops and then she flies out. And sometimes we'll reward her, sometimes we'll praise her, but I think it's just consistency. And whenever she needs to go, if she goes, on the couch, for example, I don't yell at her or stop her, from pooping because I don't want her to hold in her desire to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I think also it depends on the personality of the bird also.
Okay.
Example, my dog. I found my dog in the street 9 years ago in Brazil.
Oh,
Uh, he doesn't like to make poop and make pee at home. To make pee or poop at home is just when he's exploding.
oh yeah.
He doesn't like. He
Yeah,
doesn't like.
for sure. Yeah.
An example, we last week I took my kids in a park and we slept outside.
Oh, like
And
camping.
I take my dog all day to make poop in the street. And because we were outside, I kept my balcony opened and I put one pad for him. I collect one poop from him from the street. He did poop, I collected, I put this poop on the pad just to tell him, look, this is your poop. You can go there.
Oh,
He
okay.
didn't make any poop until I return.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what's happened with him. He doesn't make poop. He does only when he's angry with us. Happens something,
Oh.
we shout with him because he did something wrong.
Oh.
He in this moment he'll make poop in some place that we doesn't like, and he does. He's small, but he has a very hard personality.
Oh. Well, okay, so what you're saying is that basically with any animal, whether it's a dog or a bird, it's possible to kind of train them or teach them places to go or where you
Yeah,
would prefer them to go.
yeah. I think we can teach them because also parrots they are very intelligent animals. Just need experience. We need to know exactly what we are doing, but I think they can learn everything.
Okay.
If they can
Awesome.
ride bicycle to make poop is easy.
Yeah, that's true. And parrots are very smart. We can teach them a lot of different things. Okay. Um, last question, and then one more topic we'll chat about. And this question, someone asked is, what is the most helpful behavior we can train to help vet visits go smoothly? So what do you recommend that people teach their birds, or like what kind of behavior or training should they do so that when they're at the vet, it's a smoother visit? I would think that maybe like teaching them how to be handled, like being held and like doing like basic husbandry, like I think that one of the things that has helped our vet visits go a lot smoothly is being able to hold her and just check things. Well, now she's playful, but being able to do like husbandry and, like open up the wings and things like that so that they're used to being handled when they're at the vet. Because you have to do like a
Yeah,
physical examination as well.
I think thinking about that can help, but I think helps more at home. For we keep checking the bird at home,
Okay.
touching the chest, touching the wing, touching
Your
the
lovebird
wing.
is doing your hair.
Yeah, this guy is weird. Come here, come here. Come. Let's see. Should the people see him?
Oh, wow, you're so beautiful. What beautiful colors.
Yeah,
Lovebirds have such cute little faces too. The blue. The blue is like an electric sky blue. I
yeah. You see
love
the
it.
color,
What
and
beautiful
his diet
colors.
is almost 100% pellets.
Wow.
He loves green leaves. He's crazy for green leaves.
Okay. Mia's
But
crazy
always
about
when we
mint.
hmm?
Mint leaves. Mia's crazy for mint leaves.
Mint leaves.
She loves mint.
He loves roca leaves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, any green leaf he loves. When we are preparing salads, always I take some piece of leaves and give to him.
Oh, that's so
But my
good.
Cockatiel, nothing. She doesn't touch any kind of vegetable.
Oh,
Only pellets. She doesn't like. She doesn't like.
okay. So if they're not going to
But
eat vegetables, at least get if they're eating pellets, then that's good.
yeah, but example, the vegetables that I give to him is like a treat only,
Okay.
just to have fun.
Okay. Okay, so what can we teach our birds to make vet visits go smoothly? What do you think?
Yeah, this keep try to keep the bird accepting a good contact with our hands, moving the bird, change the position, showing the belly, showing the chest. This helps a lot, but mainly help us at home. For we keep checking because touching the chest is very important to see if the bird is losing weight, something like this. It's very important. Help us.
Your lovebird is making me laugh. The dance on your head.
Yeah, my kids they always they tell me, Dad, Pirulito is dancing all the time, but I can't tell them that he's not dancing, no?
Yeah. Maybe hormone dances.
Yeah. No, this guy is very weird.
Okay. So basically, getting your bird a lot more comfortable with being handled makes those
Yeah,
vet visits a
helps a
lot
lot.
smoother.
Because also in the moment that we have any problem, the bird needs to be hospitalized. Uh, we is less stressful for them if they are receiving handling every day. It's
Okay.
less stressful for them.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, awesome. Okay, last topic I want to touch on for this episode, and that's hormones. And someone had actually shared a situation that they had, but I wanted to talk to you about hormones in regards to hormone implants. And I wanted you to explain to us how they work and if they work. Because I've heard of some parrots getting hormone implants when they're too hormonal to try and help control those hormones. But someone had also shared their story on lupron injections for hormone control. So first I'll give the floor to you so you can tell us about hormone implants, and then we'll talk about the injections.
To control behavior, I don't like.
The hormone implants?
Or to control excessive laying eggs, also I don't like.
Okay. Why?
I had some patients that they were receiving this kind of treatment to control because the bird was laying a lot of eggs, but they were receiving hormones, but they were sleeping very late. Doesn't work. It's like we go to the psychologist or the psychiatric to take medicines, but it doesn't change our traumas, our
Yeah.
problems. So we
Yeah.
can take medicines all life.
Yeah.
So in these situations, I have to change the lifestyle. We have to put the bird to sleep earlier. We have to change the diet. We have to do a lot of things. So I can tell you 100% of my patients, the female that has this problem with laying a lot of eggs, just change the sleep time. We can fix the problem.
So
I
by
never
changing
I
the
never
sleep
did
time.
any hormone control in this kind of patient.
So with sleep time, do you mean increase the sleep time?
Yes.
Okay.
So
And
the bird
also, I
has to
think
sleep earlier. Yeah.
with
Uh, I, I am using lupron, other hormones in situations where my patient is suffering from ovary cysts, some tumors in the ovary. Stop.
Okay. So you're
Okay.
using the Lupron injections when they have ovarian cysts?
Yeah, to try to control the situation.
Okay.
Okay.
I
But
didn't
it's
know
not
that birds
easy.
get ovarian cysts.
Yes. Cockatiels. I am treating now one buddy that she developed ovarian cyst.
Oh my gosh.
Also, and we can see also some birds, we can see the ovary very big. It start to make also some changes in the body. We start to see some changes in the bone. And after the treatment, I also they can start to accumulate liquid in the coelomic cavity. The belly becomes like belly, né? Because birds they doesn't have belly. But
Yeah.
for the people at home to understand, the belly becomes very big, and we have to collect fluids. So everything has relationship with this ovarian cyst because it's having a lot of hormonal abnormal hormonal change.
How
And
can
we
you tell when a bird has an ovarian cyst? Like, do you have to do an X-ray to know? Or can you feel it?
yes, we can see by we can try to see by X-ray, and most of the females they show eyesights is they start to accumulate liquid in the belly. The belly becomes very big.
Okay, I see.
Like the bird has egg biting, but it's not egg, it's liquid. We
Oh,
have
so that's
to,
an indication of the ovarian cyst.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So you're not a fan of the hormone implants.
In this kind of case that we can just change the lifestyle, no.
So what about if someone's bird is having like really intense hormones and the lifestyle change isn't helping? Do
Yeah,
you
if
think
it's
that then they should
disturbing,
go for a hormone implant or lupron injections or something else?
yeah, if this is disturbing the bird, is causing a lot of problems, sometimes we are obligated to use. But I mean, in common problems that we just change the lifestyle, I don't see any necessity to do it. Because also we can disturb a lot of things in the bird. You know, we
Yeah.
have to use hormones when is missing or when is having excess, and we have to work with an antagonist to control the excess. But if it's not happening, this problem, this issue, we can, instead of we are helping, we can disturb a lot of things that we can lose the control and we have no idea.
Yeah. Okay.
I received one bird, a love bird, last year. I don't remember why, but the bird received in another clinic one hormone treatment. I don't know if it was lupron or other hormone. I don't remember now, but almost killed the bird.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
almost killed the bird.
It almost, okay, so I actually want to read what this person had written, and because they also said something about that. So she wrote, my canary was on Lupron every 2 weeks and it didn't work. She almost passed away due to egg binding. We now decided with our avian vet to stop Lupron and allow nesting. We give proper nesting materials and she no longer tries to pluck her feathers. We give a nest and extra calcium by mouth every night in a tiny dose. She seems happier and hasn't even tried to lay an egg. So, do you think that Lupron can be dangerous?
If if any hormone in a situation where we don't have hormonal issue can cause problem. I'm
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
And hormones, they will change a lot of things inside the body.
Yeah.
They will change also the metabolism.
Yeah.
So it's a very important thing and it's very complex things.
And
And
it'll change their
until now,
behavior.
behavior, everything.
Yeah.
So the girls, you have hormonal change every month, and
Yeah.
you can feel, you can see all these changes.
Yeah.
It's not something simple.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with this mechanical use of hormones. An example, I work with birds every day, all my life. In July, I completed 18 years
Yeah.
working with only with birds. I don't use hormones. In very few patients, I was obligated to use.
What
It's
what are
not a
the like circumstances or like conditions where you're like where you decide that in this situation we need to use some kind of hormone therapy? Like, can
on,
you give us an
and
example of
also,
one of the few times where you had to use hormone
yeah,
therapy?
also we have a problem in birds. The best way was to check the hormones. How we would check birds' hormones?
Blood work?
I don't know any lab that can check easily. Even
Okay.
for dogs and cats, it's very
Yeah.
difficult to check hormones
Yeah.
and very expensive.
Yeah.
Only very special labs they are able to check hormones.
Mm.
So if you are treating any bird with hormones, in most of the case, we are making, how can I say it in English? We tell in Brazil like blind treatment. We doesn't know what we are doing. We
Okay.
are just thinking about something.
With the hormone implants or even with the injections, Um, do you think that in some cases it is beneficial for some birds? Have you seen it
Yes,
work?
yes. But when we have a good diagnostic, we are understanding very well what we are doing.
And
Example is easier for this example this canary. It's much easier and fast. We give injection and the bird stop to lay egg.
yeah,
But some probably the bird is not sleeping well, is sleeping very late, so is missing something in the cage that is disturbing the bird. And this, to analyze all this information, takes time. It's not easy to understand. It's like a feather plucking. It's much easier we prescribe antidepressive to the client to give to the bird. Shut up the client, shut up the bird. In a few days, the bird stop to remove the feather. But we'll keep the bird all life receiving antidepressive, or it's better we listen the client, spend a little bit more time during the consultation to understand a little bit also the client life
yeah,
to find the problem.
yeah. Because there's always some kind of underlying problem, and our parrots aren't going to tell us in, English or whichever language you speak. We have to kind of figure it out and see like what is our lifestyle, what's going on. But in the case of the canary, do you think that like sometimes it is better to just allow your bird to nest and provide them with the nesting
Yeah,
tools?
this is the nature.
Yeah.
This is the nature.
Okay.
What we can do.
Yeah.
We stop the natural behavior to make us happier, to reduce our work with the bird. Is natural for to the bird lay egg. Um, we have to help. Example, we have a big problem with in tortoise. Egg biting in tortoise is very common. Why?
Yeah.
Because they are living in flats. They have no access to the soil, and their natural behavior is make hole to lay eggs.
Yeah.
And in a flat, what they can do?
Yeah.
They can do nothing. And obvious, the female start to keep the eggs inside, and after they can develop the egg binding.
Speaking of egg binding, like if a bird is experiencing egg binding, what should you do? Like, what is the best thing to do to help your bird?
It's important we start what we should not to do.
Okay, that's good.
If we have a bird with egg binding, never try to remove the egg at home.
Yeah,
In Brazil,
you
we
had a
have many
situation.
songbird breeders, and for I don't tell tragic, I can tell funny or disgusting. We have some videos for songbird breeders in Brazil. They are teaching how to save the female at home. There is one video, the guy in YouTube, he takes the female, he puts the female next to the hot water because he's telling that the vapor will make a cloaca dilatation and it will help the egg, the female release the egg. And after, they take the bird in his mouth and he sucks the egg.
What? What?
He sucks. He do like this. And he remove the egg from his mouth. Look, the guys, the female is here. I saved the bird. And the problem is, we don't have only one stupid person. We have millions of stupid people in the commentary. Yes, congratulations, you are a hero. Blah blah blah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
People come up with the craziest ideas.
yeah.
there's a right way to do things and there's a wrong way to do things, and that surely is not the
I like to tell, hobby is, how can I say? Hobby is the limit of the pleasure and the madness. You
okay.
know,
Yeah.
because I don't know what happened that I don't know. Example, nutrition. I do some posts about guys don't give seeds. Seeds is not good for birds. So I work with birds. I live for the birds. And always there are some stupid people telling, "Oh, I offer seeds for my birds all my life, and I never had any bird sick, any sick bird." For me, I don't know. This kind of people, they have no brain. Uh, I can understand. We are professional. We are advising something, and the guys they want to fight with you. You know,
Yeah.
something very crazy.
Yeah, I know. Not like the thing is everybody who has sometimes people have a little bit experience and they think that they're experts. And then when there's experts like you who are working with birds like day in and day out and you live and breathe birds and they choose to have an argument with an expert who
Yeah,
actually knows what they're doing, you
yeah.
know?
An example: nutrition. Open your YouTube and put parent nutrition.
Yeah.
You see a lot of videos about parrot nutrition.
Yeah.
You see a lot of reviews about pellets.
Yeah.
People telling about Supreme, about Harrison, about Tropica, about
Ops.
Mazuri.
Yeah.
But which kind of this kind of people they are? They are owners. They are pet owners. What they understand about nutrition? If you ask, "Oh, how is the relationship with the calcium and phosphorus in this food?" They have no idea. They doesn't know what is phosphorus.
Yeah. I know.
And
Yeah.
the people, they think that they are nutritionists.
Yeah.
They are specialists in nutrition. And nutrition for me is one of the most complex area in the world, mainly
Yeah.
for animals, mainly for parrots. Until now, we have very few informations about most of the things that we use in parrots. They are copy and pass from the poultry medicine, because in chicken the nutrition is very well developed, because they do a lot of researches. They open the chicken, they remove intestines, they
Yeah.
do a lot of research. So
Yeah.
now, if you read any paper about poultry nutrition, poultry medicine, is very important for us, because they go deep in the information. But about parrots, is still starting.
Yeah.
So it's very complex.
Yeah.
So also I do blood tests every day, all the time. And I tell the people, doesn't want to fight with me, just make blood tests for your bird. You can prove if your diet is good or not. Finish.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
it. Just it. Most of the people that they are speaking the internet, they have no idea what they are speaking.
There's a lot of people who want to share the information but don't always have all of the information. So
Yeah.
I think that thorough research is really important, and also finding like quality information, because there's a lot of information on the internet. There's a lot of information out there about parrot nutrition, what your parrot should be eating, what they shouldn't be eating. But in reality, like we're all still kind of learning, because parrots haven't been pets for as long as people have been, having chickens and dogs and things like that. So with parrots, we're just starting to learn. And I think we need to like turn to science and to the professionals, the scientists, avian vets like yourself, to actually get the information, because you're there dealing with the parrots and seeing firsthand like their blood work, their, swabs and seeing what's working and what's not working, what
Yeah,
parrots are healthy and which ones are not, what are they eating, what is their diet like, the ones that are healthy versus the ones that aren't. And we know that the ones that are having high sugar, high fat, they're having a lot of issues and health problems. So,
yeah.
yeah.
The other big problem is about antibiotics. The people think that antibiotics is just mix sugar in the water and give to the bird. And it's not so easy like this. It's very
Okay.
complex also.
Yeah.
And because this mistake from people that they have no idea about antibiotic treatment, we are facing a big problem around the world with animals and also with people. The bacteria, the strain of bacteria that we have now is much too much stronger if we compare with 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have now antibiotics, and I can tell it properly because since I start to work, almost all my patients, the antibiotic treatment was under bacterial culture and sensitivity test. I do it a lot. Almost all my patients, I check first the species of a bacteria and the best antibiotic to kill the bacteria. There are some antibiotics that 10 years ago we could kill everything, and today we can't kill nothing.
It's changed. Our world's changed. Our microbiome has changed in the last 20 years. Everything is so different.
Yeah, and what's happening mainly in the breeder field,
Yeah.
they have like a cake recipes, and they are very proudly. I have some guys that maybe they will hate me, but they are very proudly there from their prescriptions. They have no idea what they are doing. They have no idea.
Mm.
It's like playing with the fire. So, example, yesterday I had a case. I have a client outside UAE in in one country next here. My client received a lot of parrots last week from one breeder, and I was having a meeting with them yesterday to prepare some treatments and just to start to help the birds until I have time to take a flight and visit them. And my client asked me, doctor, just one question, because the breeder sent me this prescription, and he told me, just do this treatment that you help the bird. And the treatment, one of the treatment was metronidazole. Metronidazole is an antibiotic for anaerobe bacteria. What is anaerobe bacteria? We have two kinds of bacteria, the anaerobe and the aerobic bacteria. Anaerobe bacteria, they are bacteria that they can survive in a high oxygen concentration. Okay?
Yeah.
And I can give you an example, is the Clostridium bacteria that can cause also a lot of human food poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they like to live in an environment with a low quantity of oxygen or without oxygen, like food inside the metal cans. Some cans with contamination is the perfect environment to grow Clostridium.
Okay. Yeah.
Or is a common disease in aquatic birds, like ducks, when they are living in a very dirty lake.
Mm.
Okay, because there is a lot of bacterial fermentation in the water.
And the water is
This
still.
environment has a very low quantity of oxygen. It's the
Yeah.
perfect way to Clostridium grow. The most common bacteria in parrots, they are Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, sometimes E. coli. Why metronidazole? It's mean the guy have no idea what they are doing,
And
and they
prescribing
are
these antibiotics.
yeah, and they are doing it in all the treatments. Instead of you are helping the bird, you are killing good bacteria
Yeah.
and offering a free environment for very
Bad bacteria.
antibiotic-resistant bacteria strains.
Yeah.
And this is what we are facing now. This is the problem.
Prescribing antibiotics when they're not needed is completely unnecessary, and then you're doing more harm than good. But, and you can touch on this, I think that when we do have to do a round of antibiotics, even if it's for ourselves, we should also do a round of prebiotics and probiotics during or
Yes, very important.
after, because
Yeah,
it's taking all the good bacteria as well. It's killing it all.
yeah. I have one personal example. I have one person that I consider her my second mom. I
Okay.
love her too much. Uh, 3 years ago, she started to have a lot of problem due to the malnutrition. She was obese. She was eating only junk food, and I was years tell her, change your lifestyle, change your nutrition. If not, you pay a big price in the future. And the future came. She
Yeah.
developed almost diabetes. She developed kidney stones. And
Oh,
because this kidney stone, they did one surgical procedure, like endoscopy, to
okay.
try to remove the stone.
Yeah.
And the moment that the doctor was putting the endoscopy inside her urethra, he hurts the urethra, and he didn't see. After this procedure, he started to make pee inside her abdominal cavity, and she got a huge infection. She got a systemic infection.
Oh my God.
She was almost already 1 month in the intensive care, and the doctors they wasn't controlling the infection. And one day I was speaking with her son, and I asked, Bruno, how is your mother? The situation is very hard because the doctors they can't control the bacterial infection. And immediately I told him, ask the doctor how is the result of the bacterial culture of your mom. At morning, he called me. He told me, look, they didn't make any bacterial culture. I told him, tell now, go to the hospital now. Ask a bacterial test, a bacterial culture test, and a sensitivity test. What happened? They discovered the bacteria and they discovered the best treatment, and she's alive.
Oh my
Because
God.
one
I feel
very
like you saved
simple,
her life
yes, I saved her
indirectly.
life. Yeah, it was just a simple test.
Oh my
How
gosh.
many times you took antibiotic after a bacterial test? Probably never.
Probably never. For me, never. I can say I've never.
Yeah, this is the problem.
Yeah.
We
Because
have no idea what we are treating, you know?
yeah. And we don't know what's going on. And if you don't know what it is, then you can't treat it accordingly. And there's different antibiotics for different things. And if you're giving it for the wrong thing, then it's killing all the bacteria and it's not helping.
Yeah, example, chlamydia infection.
Yeah.
Chlamydia is a common infection in birds, but sometimes affect people.
Yeah.
And how the doctors they know that the person is sick from chlamydia because the person is almost dying.
Yeah.
Because before they discover chlamydia, they are giving to the patient common antibiotics against respiratory infection. And when the patient is not improving, they start to become very worried, and they start to give a lot of shoots for everywhere. Let's start to make a lot of tests
Yeah.
until they discover chlamydia.
Yeah.
And
My
then in
gosh.
this situation, the person is suffering in the hospital 1 week, 2 weeks. They have to. It's like me. I think I didn't tell you. I had chlamydia infection before. I got chlamydia
Oh my gosh.
when I was starting to work, starting my job.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Was in
In Brazil?
2000, 2007, 2008.
Okay.
I was in a symposium and my friend told me, look, your left eye is very inflamed. It's very red. I don't know, maybe it's irritation because in that time I wasn't feeling nothing.
Okay.
And after some days, start to comes a lot of tears
Just
from
water or
the left eye.
like pus or something?
No, without pus.
Okay.
Without pus. Only tears.
Okay.
And becomes more red. After a few days, I start to feel uncomfortable because the quantity of the tears. And I went to the doctor. And I told to the ophthalmologist, look, I'm a vet. I work with birds. Probably many of my patients, they are positive for chlamydia. Maybe I am in the risk group. Maybe I have chlamydia. And he told me, no, this is a virus. Don't worry, because bacterial infection, we can see pus in the eye, and for you it's just a lot of tears. And this sign is a virus. I will give you some eye drops, and next week you come back for follow up. Probably you'll be fine. I came back. I was worse. In the second week, I was feeling pain already, and I was seeing everything fog. Everything fog.
Oh my God.
And I told him, doctor, please, I have chlamydia. Could you prescribe the chlamydia treatment for me? And when he prescribed it, I asked him, look, for my patients, I prescribe 45 days of treatment. You are prescribing for me just 3 days of treatment. Are you sure? Human and birds, they are very different. And no. 3 days is enough. I left, and immediately I start to find another doctor.
And do research.
And one friend of mine, a parrot breeder in Brazil, he recommended me a doctor. His master was in Amazonia with indigenous people with chlamydia infection, chlamydia eye infection.
Wow.
And when I was in the doctor, he put me in that chair that they check the eyes.
Yeah.
When he was checking my eyes, he started to speak a lot of bad words, like fuck. And I thought, oh my God, I'm lost. I'll be blind. I'm blind. For a doctor that I have no contact, he
Oh my
tells
God.
bad words in front of me. I'm blind. And he told me, Octavio, don't need to do any test. I'm sure you have chlamydia. And let's start the treatment. If I wasn't a vet, I was blind now, because when he was checking my eyes, I had a lot of corneal ulcers,
Oh
like
my
small
God.
hole in my cornea.
So if you weren't an avian vet and you didn't know this or have
I was
suspicions
blind.
of it and like really push to find another doctor and to get treatment, you could have been blind.
Yes. Or I could got a huge scar in my cornea, and it can affect my vision, and could affect my vision.
Oh my gosh. And that would have been life-changing. That's life-changing if you were to lose your vision or something was to happen with your eyes, especially because you also do surgery.
Yeah.
Like it would be such a life change. And it's because it was overlooked, I think, when you
Yeah.
originally went to the doctor.
We change our mentality about the medicine. Because the medicine now, for most of the doctors, is just a pass and copy, is a cake recipe, you know. The doctors, they are not interested to understand the person side. They most of them, they doesn't have a holistic view from the patient.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes our skin problem has a relationship with our brain because we
Yeah.
are stressed, we have some traumas, and we get some disease from our immune system problem because it has relationship with our psychological health.
Yeah.
But most of
Yeah.
them, they doesn't care. They just give you medicines to just treat the tip of the iceberg. And in birds, it's the same. I can 99% of my routine is saving birds from bacterial infection.
Wow.
But this bacterial infection is not the main problem. This is the consequence of the malnutrition, of the bad treatment at home. The people doesn't know how to clean a cage.
Yeah.
If I give just antibiotic, okay, I can save my patient, my patient, but few weeks later, this patient is sick again with
Yeah.
the same problem.
Because it's just a band-aid solution. What we need to look at, and which is what I love that you do in your practice, is you're looking for the root cause. What is causing the problem? Because we need to address that. Because if we're just, focusing on fixing the symptoms, like, oh, the bird isn't feeling well, or there's an infection, so let's just give them medicine, then that can help, but it's not fixing the root cause of the problem. And so the problem can repeat itself.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
there
No,
is one Brazilian doctor. I'm his fan. Now he's very famous in YouTube. He is a holistic. He does holistic medicine,
okay.
integrative medicine,
Yeah, yeah, I'm a fan of
and
that.
he tells before in the past, almost 100 years ago, probably around the world. In Brazil, the doctors, they were part of the family. So when the doctor was going home, the people was bringing them inside, offering lunch, dinner. When is born a new baby, they were like a godfather. They were a very important person to the family.
Mm,
And today is like something mechanical, you know.
yeah,
Sometimes I feel when I'm in the doctor that when I sit in the chair, they are desperate to release me from the consultation room. You know,
yeah,
you are just a number. You are just
yeah,
another person that was there to disturb him. And because if I don't like to go to the hospital, because I don't feel comfortable.
yeah. Yeah, and we never know like what doctor we're going to land on
Yeah.
and, what their experience is or their educational background. So, but I really love that you also give us all of these comparisons and examples so that people can understand that, it's a lot like us too. Like we have to take care of ourselves. We have to find the root cause when we're not feeling well. We need to eat a balanced diet that's, got the nutrition that our bodies need. And we also need to do those same things for our birds because, and like you mentioned, like, the female birds, they go through their hormones and their cycles just like, female humans. And we feel those changes. They can feel those changes too. And so we just need to be really mindful of what our birds are going through and what's happening in their bodies and just looking for the root cause when there is an issue and finding an avian vet that you can trust and that's going to also listen to you and help you find what is causing this. Let's treat the bird, but let's also find the root cause so that it doesn't happen again.
Yes, this is very, very important.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to wrap things up. This was another really awesome, informative, great conversation, and I'm sure that everybody's going to love it and find so much value in it. You were actually highly requested by many people to come back onto the podcast. So we're giving the people what they want. Another episode with Dr. Octavio. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all this insightful, great info.
Yeah, always a big pleasure. We can't see the time running, so it's mean that was a very good podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Let everybody know again, for those who don't know, how they can find your website and find you on social media.
Yeah, my Instagram account is avian.medicine. So there I post my routine with my patients, try to help the people. So if the people like to see some case and good positive finals, positive case, always I'm posting something to help the people and make the people happier with the parrots.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. We really loved having you on, and I'm sure we'll have you on again.
Okay, thank you.
We hope that you enjoyed this episode with Dr. Octavio. Don't forget to check him out on social media, and in the links below, you can also find the link to his new course, How to Feed Your Parrot. And we just hope that this episode gives you more information on how you can better care for your parrots and keep them happy and healthy. Oh, and one more thing. This podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. I'm not a licensed avian vet, behaviorist, or professional expert in parrots. The information provided is not intended as a substitute for professional advice from a qualified avian vet, trainer, or behaviorist. Please consult with a specialist for personalized guidance on your specific situation.